right, hey, keep it thorough. Thursdays coming to y'all on a Wednesday this week because your boy's going out of town traveling.
37.
37 weeks, man.
Hey,
Episode
clap it up for
37.
ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got to pat yourself on the back just a little bit. You feel me? 37 weeks. You did. Nah, it's a beautiful thing, bro. Beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Glad that man, we stay committed, stay consistent, continue to collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Build on great ideas, give each other feedback, criticism, push each other, hold each other accountable. All that good stuff, man. All that good stuff that makes for a great team. You know what I'm saying? How you build a dynasty. There it is.
Which is what we're talking about today, right? Building a team. So before we get started,
What's up,
Shari,
good
it's your
people?
boy E
Cedric
Double.
Gravel. And like he said, man, episode 37, building a great team. This is one of the areas that I'm highly, highly, highly passionate about. I love talking about teamwork. I love talking about goal setting, leadership, all those things. So really, man, this is just one of those conversations that's a part of my toolkit. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's a part of yours because you built like I am when it comes to winning and creating a winning environment. You know what I'm saying? And so I look at, like attributing to success, it's a team sport. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, bro, I'm excited about this one, man, and some of the talking points that we've got to introduce for sure.
So as always, link in the bio to the website with a list of all our kits, and then you can go back and check all of our lives on the Keep It Thorough Instagram page and catch any episodes that you might have missed. So without further ado, let's go and get into it, man. So building a team, right? So y'all know Ced is real dope with the sports analogies, right? So building a team, it's a game of inches, and you got to win at all costs. So what does that mean to you, Ced?
Winning at all costs is willing to pay the price. Pay the price to win. I feel when it comes to obtaining success, when it comes to reaching a goal, manifesting something, achieving a dream, any type of accomplishment, there's something that you're going to have as a trade-off, right? And with that trade-off, you're going to have to pay the cost for whatever it is that you're looking to connect to, whatever it is that you're looking to bring to the surface, whatever it is that you're looking to make tangible, right? So whether it be, your sleep, your time, your focus, your energy, whatever that may be, that's the idea of paying the cost, right? Winning at all costs, whatever it takes to get to the win. And the win doesn't obviously have to be in the sports realm, but that can be winning at life, winning in your career, winning in your marriage, in your relationships, in your friendships, winning in your health. It's just a collective of different things. But in order to get to that win, in order to get to that place of being victorious, you're going to have to do that, and you're going to have to do it at all costs, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice.
So
Sacrifice, man.
you're going to have to make some
sacrifices.
You're going to have to
Prioritize all those
prioritize.
things. And it's a game of inches, right? And with the game of inches, basically what that means is you're taking daily steps, right? You're making progress every day. You're doing all the necessary things that are required of you in order to get to the results that you're looking for. And whether it be 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inches, however many inches, it's all about being progressive. It's all about making progress towards better at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So,
and we talked about this on the last episode, right? Like how a bunch of small wins combined can lead to big wins, right? And the compound effect, right? Yeah. So like a whole bunch of
that's where it comes in at. So last thing with winning, 3 things that you want to remember. You know, winning takes commitment, winning takes consistency, and winning takes collaboration. You know what I'm saying? So commit to whatever it is that you're looking to do from a team perspective. Do your individual part, and that way everybody else can collectively do their part. It takes consistency, doing it day by day, and then collaboration. That's just working together, togetherness. You know, sharing their responsibility and everybody contributing to the same cause.
Yeah, no, real. I like that point about collaboration, right? Like no matter how good you are at something, don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Like we all get consumed, or what's the word I'm looking for? We all get drawing a blank on the word I'm looking for. But we basically have too much on our plate at times, right? Like we all get a little flustered or whatever the case may be and need help. Everybody needs help at times. Like look at it like this, like Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan, known as the greatest basketball player of all time, right? He ain't win those championships by himself though, right? He had a team. Everybody had to play their role. He was the one who led them. He was the leader of the team. He was the one who got everybody going, held people accountable, did all these things, had the commitment and the consistency that he instilled in his teammates, but he still needed help, right? And when it comes to building a winning team, definitely takes collaboration. And I'm sure we've all heard the saying, there's no I in team, right? Like you win together and you lose together, and you're only as strong as your weakest link, which that takes collaboration. But on that note about your individual contributions to a team, we're going to go to the next section, which is knowing the playbook, right? So executing your role. So like, what are some useful ways that you can do your part more effectively on the team, right? So one of those is spend time honing your craft, right? And now these examples can be applied to just about any job, any role, you know, that you're fulfilling. Because we're broadly speaking about just building a team in general. So you could be building a team at work, you can be starting a business, you could be whatever the case it is, right? But spend time honing on your craft, right? So if you're a artist, spend time working on your art, right? Say you're really good at, I don't know, drawing cartoon characters, but you're not very good at portraits, right? So like find the areas of your areas of opportunity and improve on those areas, because then you become a better asset, right? So like if say for instance, if you're on a team of people where y'all work at a tattoo shop, a tattoo parlor, right? And everybody's real good at cartoon art, but nobody's really good at doing portraits, right? Like by you taking time to perfect that, now you benefited the team and the company, the organization, because now if people come in, there's somebody who can fulfill that niche, right? Next on that list is make sure your goals align with the team's vision, and this is very important. Don't join the team if you got your own ulterior motives, right? Like if you're really not in it, if your heart's not in it, and if y'all aren't working towards a common goal, then that's going to create problems, and you're not going to be building a good team. You're going to be building a broken team. There's going to be problems that's going to fester because y'all aren't all on the same accord, right? So make sure your goals align with the team's vision. So whatever it is that the team is working towards, make sure your own individual goals align with that. And if they don't, that's also okay. But then it may be time for you to move around. You know, like it may be time for you to go do something else that more closely aligns with your personal goals, instead of hurting the team because things that you're doing are deviating away from that plan, right? So make sure your goals align with the team's vision. Next up is to hold yourself accountable. And I think this is key, man. Like so many people lack accountability and like have the like blame everybody else mentality, right? Like nothing their fault. Like everything happens to them. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't be like that. if you say, you know, if you're a part of a team and you have if something's delegated to you or you volunteer to take on a particular task, you need to hold yourself accountable and make sure it gets done, because the team is counting on you at that point. You know what I mean? Like, if you say you're going to do X, Y, and Z and you're going to have it done by, you know what I mean, by this date, and now that date rolls around and you just full of excuses, like, nah, that again, that's not building a good team.
Yeah.
That's building a fractured team. Like, then you're going to be less dependable. People aren't going to trust you. People aren't going to want to work with you. You're going to create a very ineffective relationship. Next on that list is be open to constructive criticism. And I think this is another big one, right? A lot of people, the littlest bit of criticism, and they kind of cringe and get defensive, you know? And that's terrible. That there's absolutely no growth in that. The reality is none of us are perfect, right? No man or woman, child, whatever the hell nobody's perfect, right?
Personally. About 95.
You had about a 90, but okay, all right, well, there's 5% for growth, right? So I'm gonna critique the hell out of that 5, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you got to be open to constructive criticism, and now do with the information as you will, though, right? Like, if everybody ain't right in their criticism, you know what I mean? There's people that are wrong in the criticism, but hear them out, right? And then somebody said this to me. I don't remember who it was, said this to me when I was a kid, right? And it was, if somebody tells you something that you already know, then just take it as a gentle reminder. Right? So instead of being like, oh, I already know that. Like, yeah, I know that. Somebody told me that already. You know, and like brushing the person off. Like, oh, okay, cool. Thank you. And now, obviously, if you get into like a deeper conversation and, you know what I mean? You can be like, oh, okay, yeah, like I knew that. But, you know, I appreciate the reminder. Like, you know, I ain't thought about that in a while, or whatever the case may be, right? But just be open to constructive criticism, because you can learn from it, right? You should be surrounding yourself in groups of people that are somewhat your equal, but I like to surround myself in a room where I'm not the smartest one, not the least educated one either. You know what I mean? I like to kind of find myself somewhere in the middle. So there's exactly. So that I can add value in the room, and then I also can take some things from it. You know what I mean? So yeah, just be open to constructive criticism. There's a lot of growth in that and opportunity in that. And everybody isn't coming for your neck. Everybody doesn't have malice or foul intent when they're trying to provide criticism. Some people genuinely want to help you, and this information may be the thing that does that.
Because I've seen plenty of times, man, just in work environments and settings, how people just have you know, simply put, just soft feelings. You know what I'm saying? When somebody say, hey, you know, maybe you can do this, or have you ever considered doing it this way, or have you ever had the thought about doing whatever, or, you know, this way may be more effective, right? And now obviously it's all about delivery, communication, you know, the way that it's being received from the person that is being, you know, sent to, but it's delivering it. But
delivering it, yeah.
You know, you really have to, like you said, man, just be open to constructive criticism, right? You know, if it's criticism that's building you up, and that person doesn't have any, like you said, you know, bad intentions on hurting you or trying to steer you in the wrong direction, always open up the ear to hear, right? But, you know, obviously if someone's trying to break you down or make you feel inferior or make you feel less value, that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly. If somebody's attacking your character, and, you know, they all they do is try to find the negative in the situation. You know, if they're a pessimist, nitpicking, that's different, right? But if somebody offers constructive, valuable feedback, you know what I mean? You got to be open to that. You know what I mean? And exactly, which is very important when building a team, because not only should you be able to receive that constructive criticism, you should also be able to give that constructive criticism.
The business world.
Exactly, which benefits the team, right? And then you know, having that comfort in knowing, You know, like for instance, me and Said, right? This is a team. You know what I mean? Me and him doing these Keep It Thorough episodes every week, right? He knows I'm gonna hold him accountable. I know he's gonna hold me accountable. That's not a like, oh shit. That's like a okay, bet. Like, let me make sure I get this done. You know what I mean? Like, and then if he doesn't like something, you know what I mean, he's gonna share it with me. And if I don't like something, I'm gonna share it with him. Now we don't even really argue, but we may have a debate. You know what I mean?
We find the middle.
Exactly, but it's all for the strength of the team, right? For the common goal that we align on with delivering this content week after week. You know what I'm saying? So you want to surround yourself with people like that, and you want people like that on your team. And then the last item here is speak up and share ideas. I seen something once that said I'm paraphrasing here. It was something along the lines of like the smartest one or the one with the best ideas is normally the quietest one, right? So like when you're in like work meetings, I'm sure we all, you know, I mean, we all work with people, and there's people that are very vocal, right? And I know I work with some people who are very vocal and think they know every damn thing and be wrong half the time, right? But then you also got the other people who are quiet. They don't necessarily contribute for various reasons. They might just be shy. They might be an introvert. And they have amazing ideas. They actually probably do very well with their customers or whatever it is they do, but they don't share it with the group because it's just not their personality. Like they don't want to feel like they bragging or boasting or whatever the case may be. They're just more quiet. Be sure to speak up though. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a team, if something comes up that you have questions about, speak up. If something comes up and you know you have some tried and true practices that work, you know, speak up. And like share that information. Like multiple brains is better than one, right? And then you can filter those ideas. You can work through what you know works and filter out what doesn't work. But don't be afraid to speak up, you know? And I think just with anything, the more you do something, the more like natural it becomes, right? Like me personally, ever since I was a little kid, they said I talk too damn much. I never shut the hell up, right? Which in my adult life, I don't feel like I talk as much as I did as a kid. I kind of chill now. But I never been scared to speak my mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say what's on my mind, like period, point blank. And sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm a question things. Like, if something doesn't make sense to me, if something doesn't, like, if A and B ain't equaling C, I'm a question it. Like, okay, well, how'd you get there? Like, how does that work? And, you know, and some people, that ruffles their feathers. They, you know what I mean? They don't like that. But I'm very direct.
There, bro, but it's so it's so useful.
No, you good, bro.
To have somebody who does that, because you've done it to me a lot of times, right? And it really makes me think about my ideas, my decision making, you know, how I can articulate myself better to better convey whatever it is that I'm looking to say. But also it allows you to tap into other ideas where it's like, okay, you're asking me this question. I didn't really think about it, but now that I think about it, it's better to do it this way because now this, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, being able to have somebody who questions things constructively, you know, it really makes a impact on how you go about, you know, fulfilling or reaching whatever goal it is that you're trying to reach, or do whatever job it is that you're trying to do, because it makes you think better. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to tap into other ideas that, you know, may have not been in your mind at that time, and that individual can really make you think. So that goes into the criticism, but that also goes into, like you said, man, just sharing the idea, speaking up, and not being scared to have somebody say, okay, that's a good idea, but let's also look at doing this and this with it. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Now you all contributing. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's so beneficial to share your ideas and talk, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. I like what you said too about, you know, not being afraid to share the idea, but then also being open to somebody maybe critiquing that. You know what I mean? Like, but don't be scared, man. Open your mouth, closed mouth don't get fed. Share the ideas. And that's how you really build not only a team, but build a winning team, a successful team. Exactly. So next up is attitude and results, right? Which I think we all can agree. And the older we get, we realize this: your attitude dictates your results, hands down. And no matter what it is, the way you view things, the way you look at something, the way you begin something, the way you start your day, all of those things, your attitude, your mindset, what you focused on, that's going to dictate your results. So a champion's mindset, right? What is it? What is a champion's mindset? I'm gonna go and let you knock out the first three, so, and I'll take the last.
Let's see. First one: champions use adversity to their advantage and allow it to fuel their ambitions, right? And so, you know, we talk about adversity, we all deal with it, and we've said that countless amounts of times on different life, man. It's a part of life.
Part of life.
No, there is no one that is walking this earth, I believe, who can say that everything has been good in their life, that they've had no challenges, no hardships, no obstacles that they had to get over, right? And I said this on other lives before, and these aren't my words, these are words of people that I've seen. Maybe Tony Robbins said this and somebody else would have said it, but you know, life happens for you, right? Life doesn't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, with a shift in mindset, you look at things to happen for you. You're like, not why is this happening to me, but why is this happening for me? What's the benefit that I gain from this situation? Like, what's the learning? How can I be educated in this moment? Or what is it that I can learn from this moment? Or what perspective can I take on this? Or how can this situation be shared with somebody else? Like, and I've said this before too. Every time that you experience something as you grow and you go through life is an opportunity to share that value with somebody else. So if you're progressing through it and you're getting through it and you're enduring that situation and you're getting through that thing, and day by day you're taking the necessary steps to get to the end goal, that's value, right? And what you can do with that is share it with somebody else, right? And then you become being beneficial. Like, you start sharing the progression of your life and your day-to-day process with other people. And so you're not looking at adversity as a bad thing. You're like, okay, this is an advantage for me. Like, this is something else that I can add to my toolkit of talking points, right? This is something that I'm going to allow to fuel my ambitions to work even harder, to not allow it to stop me, to have a story that I'm able to share and tell to everybody else, because at the end of the day, we're all living our story. You know what I'm saying? And what people speak and what people say about us will be based on the response that we have during our day-to-day lives. You know what I'm saying? And so if we want to really just get to the goals that we're looking to obtain, reach the success that we're looking to obtain, contribute in whatever capacity that we wanted to contribute to, you know, we have to look at adversity as an advantage, right? And champions do that. The champions mindset, they look at adversity as an advantage. When it's a game that's on the line, are they down and the team has to bounce back and dig in deeper, or even if they take the loss, that's the lesson that they learn from, and they know how to go forward. And you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
right.
Game plan. What was they doing that we couldn't figure out? You know what I mean?
What errors did we have along this process that we can, you know, tweak here and improve there? That way we can get, you know, to the end goal of the win, right? And so the next one is champions execute at high levels and make no room for excuses, right? And so when it comes to just doing the work, they just do the work and they do it with excellence. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about me that my mom has always made an emphasis on when I was coming up, you know, it's like doing things with pride, like taking pride in your appearance, taking pride in everything that you do, right? And so as I got older, how I looked at that was like always putting your best foot forward, like never leaving room for interpretation on your work ethic. Like if somebody speaks about you, it's always, oh man, he works hard. Like he does.
Well, yeah, see, and I think that falls in line with something I say all the time, right? Like, not that I don't, which truthfully, I don't care what people think, but at the same token, like, my expectations are so high for self, right? I want to always put my best foot forward. That next person's, expectation of me is not gonna match my own. So why even worry about that? You know what I mean? Like, but I think that falls in line with that, right? Like, put your best foot forward. Like, you should care, not necessarily about what others think, but you should care about what you think about yourself. You know what I mean? You should care about how you present yourself and how you
got to
represent
challenge yourself. You got to make certain that every day that you wake up, that you're looking to execute at a high level, that you're wanting to do everything with excellence. And this is no exaggeration. It could be folding tiles. Like, I want to fold tiles with excellence. You know what I'm saying? I want to make certain it's folded
real
good
talk.
and everything.
Yeah.
Gotta face the same way.
All my shirts gotta face the same way in the closet.
Fold my shirt a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I want to do things with excellence. I want things to be uniform, consistent.
Consistent.
And people can look at it as an extreme, but it's really about building habits. You know what I'm saying? And building these habits within your day to where certain things just become automatic for you. You know what I'm saying? And we may, kind of exaggerate certain things, which I don't think is an exaggeration. Like, I literally have to have my shirts folded a certain way, put in a certain place. Everything.
Oh, I'm dead ass about my shirts
facing that way direction
in the closet.
Yes, it's about the execution and the excellence, but also it's about efficiency, right? Because when something is in a certain spot or it's done a certain way, it makes you be more effective throughout your day at the same time too. So that also goes into just doing things at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And when you want to do things at a high level, that leads to the results that you want. And you don't make room for excuses. Like, I can't sit up here and say, well, this didn't happen because of this, or this didn't happen because of that. No, there's no room for excuses. Do things right, do things well, and the results will fall as they may, right? And then the next thing is champions make we a primary focus and make me a secondary concern. So it's always about we, collective, us as a group. How can we get better? How can we move forward? How can we get to these goals? How can we improve in the areas that we're struggling at? How can we work together to make certain that when trials and tribulations come about, we're able to withstand all the things that's thrown at us? And that could be, in your marriage with your spouse. That could be, a brotherhood that you have with certain people. That could be amongst family. Obviously, that could be in a team setting. That could be in a business organization. Whatever it may be, you have to understand it's about the collective, the group. And when it's with the champion's mindset, they look at that and it's like, it's not about me first. I don't come first. The team comes first. Whatever the team needs from me, this is what I have to do so that we all can benefit, so that we all can move forward, so we all can get a win, so we all can eat at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I can't be out here just doing my own thing and making the bad decisions or feeling like I have to have all the attention on myself, and then everybody else suffers in the end, right? Like, if you got a basketball team and the point guard is shooting up all the shots and trying to do I wouldn't
Russell
say
Westbrook.
no names, but you know what I'm saying? But hey, bro, you can't be out here just feeling like you can do everything and it's all on you. Oh man, you got 4 other people that's out here on the court with you. You got to get them involved. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, navigate and
if we all hot, it makes it harder for the defense, right? If everybody, if they don't know where the rock gonna go, it makes it more complicated.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to focus on we. Take the we approach to everything. And that's a champion's mindset. You know what I'm saying? And like we said in the beginning, getting to success is a team sport, no matter how you put it. And if you want to get to success faster, right? Like build a team. And it doesn't have to be 3, 4, 5 people. It may just be 2 people. You know what I'm saying? That's your teammate. But you're working together to get to a same common goal, right? So we over me.
And then I'll take the last 2. So Champions mindset, right? Champions embrace the process and recognize the impact of the journey. And that's powerful, right? Because there's a lot of strength and all of the growth is in the journey, right? Not the final destination. All of the learning and everything occurs during that journey before you get to that end point, right? And it's important because, like, for me, for my legacy, right, how I want to be remembered, I don't want to be remembered for the items I have. I don't want to be remembered for, you know what I mean, those types of things. I want to be remembered for the impact I had, right? On the impact I had on individuals, on my
Absolutely.
children, on my family, on strangers that I didn't never met, that I was able to provide value to and information to put them in a better place, right? Like, that's how I want to be remembered. And when you're talking about a team, right? Like, what is the impact of, you know, your efforts, right? In the journey that you're on, right? Like, you want to make sure that you learn from that journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's extremely important. So embrace the process and recognize the impact of your journey. And the last item on the list is champions value shared responsibility and not full responsibility, which I think this kind of goes back to the whole make we a primary focus and me a secondary focus, right? Like, when you're talking about a team, it's not about the individual, it's about the team, right? And delegating tasks, taking full advantage of everybody's strengths, right? Recognizing weaknesses and improving on those weaknesses, which we kind of already talked to, about honing in on your craft. But it's all about shared responsibility, delegation, doing your part, and just recognizing where you're strong at and where you may not be, where you may not be as strong, and then making sure the right people are in the right place um, for those things, though. But making sure you share that
I'm gonna
responsibility.
add one more thing to that too, bro. One
So
thing
yeah,
that you want to
go
do
go
too,
go do your
when it
thing.
comes to shared responsibility and not full responsibility, you also can look at that from a win and loss perspective as well too, because you can hear it a lot of times where a person may say they take full responsibility for this loss. Like, you hear it in games, all at the game, I take full responsibility for this loss. This loss is on me. Like, I did blah 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 blah. No, nah. Champions don't look at it like that. No, we all lost. This was a collective loss. Like, it wasn't just this one instance where you dropped the ball and we all just suffered. No, we take the approach of how can we all do better? Like, what can we all do different so that you don't have to feel like everything was your fault or the bulk of the responsibility is on you. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to take it from that approach too.
Yeah, no, like you said, right? We the primary focus. It's not about you as an individual or I as an individual, right? It's about we and sharing the responsibility and
there it is.
in wins and in losses, and really reflecting on that and
absolutely
and making the necessary adjustments. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the final thoughts,
yes,
Sid, and
sir.
then I'm gonna
All
go
right.
ahead and
So the
close this out.
unified approach you take towards achieving a goal will be reflected in the appreciation of your team's success as improvements begin to result to winning. The understanding of togetherness will have an overwhelming impact with everyone around, right? And so as you take a unified approach to everyone collectively, just working towards achieving this goal, success is bound to come, right? If you're making positive progression towards a vision, towards a dream, towards a goal, success is going to happen, right? It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to really take that approach that if we're all doing this thing together and we're all on one accord, moving as a group, then we're going to get to the place that we wanted to get to, right? And that's going to resonate with everyone, because when you start seeing success, you're going to recognize that it works. You're going to recognize that if we pay the price, or if we're willing to win at any cost, and we're willing to make the daily sacrifices of taking me and focusing on we, then we can get to whatever it is that we're looking to get to and the outcome that we want to get to in the end, right? And so that's just the mindset. That's the mindset that you want to have when you wanted to build a great team, right? You want to make certain that everybody is collectively looking at the same goal, they're sharing the same vision, they're willing to put in the same amount of effort, you know, because they want to make certain that they're not letting the other person down, that they're holding themselves accountable, because even if y'all not around me, I'm still going to do things at a high level, right? Like what we're saying. I'm still going to do things with excellence. I'm still going to make certain that I eat and take care of my body. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure I work out. I'm going to make certain that I'm speaking to people in the proper way. I'm going to make certain that I'm engaging with people effectively and looking to share value to those individuals within those conversations, right? I'm doing things with excellence. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowing circumstance to really conflict with my vision and what I want for myself and what I want for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just taking the approach of a champion, you know, and really embodying shared value and shared goals, and building up that aspect to contribute to the entire team.
Yeah, no, hey, you hit the nail on the head, bro. And when you build a successful team, right? Like naturally on every team, there's typically tends to be somebody like a leader, you know what I mean? Somebody who may have a little bit more knowledge in a particular area or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it just comes down to personalities, right? Like somebody may just be a little bit more vocal, may take that lead. But once you build a strong, successful team, you build additional bosses, you build new leaders, right? And which can allow those to branch off and create new teams and incorporate these same exact things to benefit more people. And it's
LeBron
just an
James, bro.
ongoing
People say what they want
effect.
about LeBron,
you know what I'm saying?
but you can't think about LeBron and not think about Maverick Carter. You can't think about Maverick Carter and not think about Rich Paul. You know what I'm saying? All of them bossed up in their own ways.
Yeah.
LeBron started off as a leader, but
and that should be the goal, right? Which you know, you talk about benefit, you know what I mean, being beneficial, about impact and all that, you know, by building a successful team. Like for instance, I'm an investor in my barbershop with my business partner Kamal, right? And we've had quite a few different barbers come through, and some have grown to the point where they have their own establishments now, right? They run in their own suites, their own
that's
shop,
the goal, man.
and like that's the goal, right? Like you want to build people up so that they can go and stand on their own too. You don't want them to be dependent on you. Like I don't want nobody to be dependent on me for their success. Like I want you to go out and do your own thing. So building a winning, successful team allows for others to flourish and go and build their own teams and go do their own thing. You know what I mean? But hey, very good information, man. As always, we thank y'all. Can't say that enough. We appreciate everybody who watches these lives live, as well as those that go back and watch them. We do keep an eye on like the views and stuff, and there's always a decent amount of views after the fact. So everybody who goes back and watch the videos, we appreciate y'all as well. As we said at the top of the episode, check the link in the bio. It's a link to our website with all the kits on there. And then if you want to go back and check any of our episodes, they're on the Instagram page. We'll be back at y'all next week. Said it 1,000 times. I'm gonna say it a million
even
more.
Stuff
a lot
coming,
of stuff
we're gonna
coming.
say it again.
Be on the lookout.
After stuff coming, it's gonna be
hey,
more
even
stuff
when the
coming
stuff
after
get
that.
here, it's gonna be more stuff coming. So you know what I mean? But just be on the lookout, man. We've been building we've been working. Man. These Keep It Thorough episodes is just really a small part of the overall brand strategy and what we building, both individually and collectively as a team. So we greatly appreciate y'all. And with all that said, right, if you don't do nothing else, keep it thorough.
Peace out.
And we'll holler at y'all next time.